So good evening, you wonderful people. It is 4 minutes past 9 as I am live right now on the 4th of December, Monday the 4th of December. It's a brand new week. It's a brand new month. Anything could happen this week. Anything could happen this month. Let's expect good things to happen. Let's get optimistic. And tonight we are going to be talking all about goal setting and really getting clear, and I mean crystal clear. It's not going to happen within this hour as well. You're going to take what I'm going to talk to you about tonight away with you, and I want you to think about this week. But we're going to start getting clear on exactly what it is everybody here wants to achieve in and also out of their acting careers in a 2024 world, okay? I love this time of year. Sort of, it's very reflective, isn't it? I love kind of reflecting on the year gone by. I love, getting vulnerable with myself and going, right, what worked this year? What didn't? Where was I happy this year? Where was I not? You know, what can I improve on next year? If I was to do this year again, what would I have done differently? Even if you've had a really shit year, I promise you there are loads and loads and loads of lessons within this year that you can take forward with you into next year and use to your advantage. It really is possible to turn any adversity in your life into advantage. And we've all had years that have been shit years. You know, this has been a pretty good year for me this year, but I've had previous years that have been absolutely awful, whether that's, you know, in your career, out your career, maybe that's health issues, maybe you've lost a loved one. You know, we've all had those years that are just awful, but we kind of need those years in a way to appreciate the great years. So tonight's going to be all about planning as much as humanly possible for a great year next year. Let me know if you're here live. I'd just love you to put a number in the chat between 1 and 10 on just where you would rate 2024 in general. You know, and you might have had a great year in your career, but maybe you've had health issues. You might have had great health, triumphs this year, but not great in your career. You might have had a new relationship this year that's been amazing. You might have had a relationship that's ended this year that's made you feel like shit. Everything happens for you ultimately, not to you. So where would you rank this year out of 10 if you could? Alex is coming in on a 7. Indy's gone for 100. Indy's just basically smashed it in the short film circuit this year. He's won loads of awards, so he's just on cloud 9. Nick, you're only going for a 3. You got your first 2 TV jobs in 2023. You can't have a 3. You've got brilliant hair now, Nick. Come on, let's be more optimistic. Give yourself more of a pat on the back than a 3. But you know what? And if your year really was a 3, it's kind of good news in a way, because it means we can get it to a 5 or a 6 really quite easily. Okay, if your year this year was a 9, I can't promise you how I can get you to a 10 in 2024. But if you're only sitting on a 3, I can get you to a 6 without a doubt quite quickly. Nat says 7 to 8. But we're not over yet. Exactly, Nat. There's still a couple of weeks left to make a difference. Carrie's Anns is going for a 6. David's gone for a 5. Katura's gone for a 7. Let's have a look. I saw a 9 there. Who was that? Kev Flanagan. Mate, you must have had a great year, man. Ben's gone for a 5. Despina's gone 10 out of 10. Well, we need to get another 10 next year. Let us know why this year was a 10, Despina. I'd love to know. Kate's gone for an 8. Jackie's gone for a 5. Joe's had a bad year. Feels like shit. Joe, we're going to make next year much better for you. I promise you. Shell's had a 9.5. That's a bloody good year as well. There's some high numbers here. I like this though. This is great. And maybe the ones who have just got really high numbers is because you've really worked on your mindset this year. And even if you've been challenged, you're like, actually, you know what? Every day above ground is a great day, isn't it? Every day you wake up with air in your nostrils, pretty good day. But yeah, I understand a lot of challenges. It's been a challenging year in many respects in our industry, outside of our industry. So, we've got to sort of give ourselves some grace for that as well. Let's just aim to have a better year next year. So, what I've got planned for you tonight, I need you, if you're here live or on the replay, pause the video now. If you're here live, I need you to go to actonthis.tv/goals. You can see it at the bottom of your screen here, okay? It's going to take you to Act On This, the website, and you are going to see this page here. It says, design the life and acting career you want in 2024. Learn how to set goals and guarantee you hit them. There's a little form on here I want you to fill in. Just put your name and email address in. You will get an email literally instantly with a link that will take you to a PDF download. There's no con attached to this. It's not like some weird dodgy thing I'm making you do. It's just literally so I can get this link to you. Just pop your name and email address, tick that little box there to say that you're happy to receive acting industry related info via email. Click on give me the guide now, and it's going to give you the guide. And what I've written there, I really mean, I've written for those people who are listening on the audio experience. Let me read it you. It says, get your free SMART goal setting guide now. It says, tired of setting the same goals year after year and never hitting them. The reason most actors don't hit their goals each year is because they simply don't know how to set goals strategically. Good news, I've created a free goal setting guide which will teach you how to set your 2024 goals in a way that will make them almost impossible not to hit. Okay, and then it says drop your name and email in the form below and I'll send it to you right now. So let us know, put a 1 in the chat if you're here live, if you have done that already. Let me know when you've done that, and I'll bring this guide up myself. And I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to walk you through it. And then what I want you to do at the end of this session, some point this week, I want you to put some earphones in, put some inspiring music on. I want you to go and have a walk, preferably in nature, with a coffee, whatever is going to put you in the zone. And then just think, really think hard. Specifically as well, we're going to look at specificity of goals tonight, specifically what it is you want from your life and career next year. And the goal setting framework I'm going to walk you through tonight, you can apply to every single part of your life. This is not just to do with acting. This could be your relationships. This could be down to your health. This could be your spirituality, your emotional mastery. All kinds of areas that we're going to be able to apply this framework to. So I'm getting a lot of 1s in the chat. A lot of people are saying they've done it. If anybody can't find the link, you literally just type into your browser actonthis.tv/goals. That's goal with an S, goals, and it'll take you to the page that you can see on your screen here. We're going to have a lot of the screen on tonight, which is why I've put myself in a little box in the corner. Hopefully you'll be able to see me and I won't get in the way of all of this text. So once you've filled that form in, you're going to get an email. In that email is going to have a link. Click on it and it's going to basically take you to this page here that you see. This is a PDF. You can download it or you can just view it in your web browser. Download it and print it off though. I'd recommend you download it and print it off. Yeah, if you can do that, get a printed copy. It's quite nice to hold something, and then if you can, write your goals down as well, as opposed to typing them out initially. You can type them out later, but that initial run through, like statistically, we remember roughly 72% more if we write things down. That's real. So yeah, if you can print this out and just start writing some ideas down initially, you can always put those into a digital format via an app that I'm going to show you tonight as well later, but I like to write things down initially. So here we go. It looks like everybody is kind of ready in the chat. That's all good. And then yeah, thanks. Alex has put the link in there for you, Carol. It's just in the comments section there on Facebook. So it says it's time to get smart about your acting career goals. Learn how to set goals you can actually hit. And this is broken down, this ebook, into a few different sections. So I'm just going to take you through the sections to begin with. Initially, we've got an introduction. We've then got just a quote that I like from Tony Robbins. And then the third section is the actual goal setting section that I'm going to read you tonight. And then the fourth section, this ebook, is really an invite to anybody who hasn't become a member of actonthis.tv this year, the website where you've just grabbed this ebook from. Basically on Act on This, every single week this year, and for the last 13 years, I've sat down every single week and I've hosted a private Zoom call for our members, exclusively for our members, with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV. And we really discuss, the inside information, the real secrets to success in the TV acting industry. TV in particular, we don't cover anything to do with theatre. This is just a community for people who want to smash TV, hammer TV, film as well. But yeah, TV in particular. And if you've not been a member of this community this year, and you want to not live the same year you've lived this year, next year you want to improve on this year, then I've got a little invite as well where you can come and test the community out for just £1. You can literally get access to every single feature we have recorded for members this year, plus get an invite to our Christmas quiz this coming Thursday night. for just £1. So that's also in this ebook as well. So, introduction, let me read this to you. It says, congratulations on taking action and downloading this ebook, right? You are only a few steps away from designing the life. It sounds good, this, doesn't it? Even if I say so myself. I'm hyped. For designing the life and acting career that you really want. It says, hey, it's Ross. Just a quick message to say thanks for downloading this free ebook on goal setting. Just because it's free, and I want to hammer this point home so much, folks, just because it is free, that is no excuse not to take action on it. It doesn't mean that, oh, it's free, it mustn't be very good. The stuff in this ebook has changed my life, right? The information shared over the next few pages is super powerful. And if you implement it, I assure you, you are going to see some transformation over the next 12 months. You really will look back on 2024 this time next year when we probably do this again, if you've implemented this stuff. And you'll be like, holy shit, look at those goals that I set at the start. I actually hit a lot of them. As opposed to what a lot of people do is they set a goal on New Year's Eve, and it's a very general, generic one, and then they check in with themselves the following New Year's Eve and go, oh shit, I forgot all about that goal, and I never actually hit it. So yeah, just because this info is free, please, I'm doing this session tonight, again for free, because I really care that you have a better year next year than you had this year, okay? So, there's a little introduction. This quote I absolutely love from Tony Robbins. It's why I've put it in this ebook. It says, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Okay, so those things that you want right now, you might not actually even be able to see them, but they are out there. Metaphorically speaking, the things that you want are there for the taking, and setting goals is the first step in turning those things that are currently invisible into the visible, literally, because they stop becoming figments of your imagination. They become actually written down goals that you can see. They are tangible, and I'm going to show you tonight how you can track them, how you can measure them, how you can improve upon them, and ultimately how you can achieve them by really getting specific and making them visible in your life. So, are we ready to dive in? And I'm going to walk you through this SMART framework, okay? SMART is an acronym. I'm going to tell you exactly what it stands for. There's quite a few. I've probably tried, honestly, every single sort of goal-setting framework that's out there in the world over the last 15 years. There's anyone who did Bulletproof Actor with me. That's a mindset coaching program that I run once a year. We relaunched that in 2023 this year. I teamed up with high-performance mindset coach and world record breaker, Mr. Matt Hall, this year to relaunch that program. You can go to bulletproofactor.com if you want to find out about it. We cover goal setting in that program in a ever so slightly different way, slightly more complex way, but it's not the only way. I wouldn't have time tonight to sort of go into that. It's a real in-depth program. It's about 16 hours of content. We've got an hour tonight, but the SMART framework is without a doubt always been my go-to framework for setting goals with beginners, with setting goals, sort of like just the most efficient way without having to learn loads of stuff and really go deep. This is a really brilliant way to set goals. So that's why I want to teach it tonight. I'm going to tell you what the SMART framework stands for in a minute. So let's dive in. Is everybody ready? Let me just check if everybody's here. So yeah, you can open it. So when you click on that link, guys, you can open the PDF in a separate tab on your browser, or if you right-click that link, you can probably download linked file as, depends on what device you're on. Or if you open it on your iPhone, if you're watching on your computer, you could go along with it on your iPhone or your iPad if you're watching on your computer. But if you open it in a separate tab to Facebook, you should be fine. Just right click and then just open it in a new tab. And you should be able to follow along with the broadcast tonight, live on video, or if you're watching the replay and have that open. So let me know if you've all got it. It looks like most people have. People are just looking at separate devices and stuff now, so that's all good. Managed to find the link. Carol's got the link. Get it, Carol. You should literally just be able to click it, right click it. And if you've got... Oh, it's hosted on Amazon S3, Kev, which sometimes can have some issues with Android. I don't know why that is. But if you've got If you've got any other device to just try it on, I'll be able to send you a hard copy of this, folks. I'll be able to send you like an actual PDF via email rather than a link if you need it. If you just email ross@actsonthis.tv, I'll drop you this as a PDF through. But Nick says that he's alt-tabbing between the two windows. So yeah, you can always do that. Or you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm just going to show you the whole thing tonight anyway. I'm just going to take you through the whole workbook, and then you've got it in your own time there as well. So you don't have to follow through or necessarily write in it tonight or anything like that. You can do this in your own time, but I just want to take you through it so you really know how to use it. So let's have a look at this. It says, first off, let me say this: goal setting, and I really believe this, should not be left exclusively till December. I freaking love doing it in December because it feels like the end of one chapter, the start of another. Most people are very kind of like enthusiastic about this time of year. Even if you had a bad year, people are really enthusiastic about almost shutting the door on one year and opening the door to something new. But yeah, you shouldn't just leave goal setting to December. Yes, people get pumped just before a brand new year, but if you want to achieve real success, you should be setting goals all year round, okay? And then checking in all year round as well, depending on how on track you are to achieving those goals. Research suggests that the high achievers amongst us are pursuing, and don't get overwhelmed by this, anywhere up to 10 goals at any one time. Okay, like I say, don't be overwhelmed at the thought of that. Statistically, 7 to 10. No, never more than 10. And I'm talking about all areas of your life. So you'd never be chasing 10 acting career goals. It's really pointless. You might have sort of, 3 acting career goals. You might have a couple of relationship goals, a couple of, health goals, maybe a couple of business goals. These are across the board in many different areas of your life. But yeah, 7 to 10 is doable. Any more than 10 is completely just going to overwhelm you. But I like to keep it around the 7, if I'm honest with you. Roughly around sort of like 7 across the board. Setting your goals the smart way not only makes them manageable, but also very achievable. Okay, in this ebook, I'd like to explore what SMART goals are and how you can utilize them both inside and outside of your acting career. So let's go. What are SMART goals then? Well, goal setting the smart way brings structure and trackability, if that's a word, I think I've made it up, but trackability to your objectives, right? The SMART acronym has been around for absolutely decades. I have no idea who came up with this. They were brilliant, whoever it was, but its first usage dates back as far as 1981, 1 year before I was even born. And yet I see so few actors using it to get laser focused on what they want from life. So the SMART acronym stands for specific. The S is for specific. The M is for measurable. The A is for achievable. R is for relevant, and T is for time-bound. Okay, let's take a look at each of these letters in a bit more detail. And is everybody good? Everybody's good so far. Yeah, and you might have seen, Diane, you got a good point there. You said you always had R as realistic. That is, I think, traditionally what people wanted to. I think initially what it was used for was realistic. I found when I was coaching this and I would put realistic that people played their goals down. They sort of thought a bit smaller. So I've changed it to relevant. And I'm going to talk about being realistic within that area. But yeah, when you tell somebody to just be realistic, will you? I find people don't aim quite as high. And it's not about being delusional and having stupidly, crazily unachievable goals. It's about getting into your stretch zone. It's about really being in the zone of discomfort, I would say, as opposed to the comfort zone or being delusional. But yeah, that's why I've changed the R out there for relevant. I think it inspires people a little bit more. But I'll take you through this now. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. So S for specific, right? When setting goals, most people fall down at the first hurdle. Okay, they simply don't get specific enough. Okay, and you might have done this in the past. Think about what goals you might have set this year. When you're setting these goals, ask yourself the following. What exactly, that's a really important word, what exactly do I want to achieve? Where? How? When is really important. And with whom? Maybe your goal involves somebody else as well. Okay? So a bad example of a goal that is not specific would be, well, in 2024, I want to become a better actor. Well, what the frickin' hell does that mean? Do you want to get better at the craft? Do you want to become more resilient? Do you want to master your mindset? Do you want to, I don't know, specialize in comedy? Do you want to specialize in drama? Do you want to do some theatre? Do you want to become a better film actor? It's a really generic goal. I want to be a better actor. It's like it's almost impossible to hit because you don't know what that actually means. So a good version of that, and I've been very biased here, I just mentioned Bulletproof Actor. I'm going to throw a little bit of promo out for my own stuff, but what would be a better goal that's way more specific would be, well, I want to develop more confidence as an actor by completing the Bulletproof Actor program. And that's a confidence installation program. It's a high-performance positive psychology program that really is designed to just make you bulletproof in this industry, hence why it's called Bulletproof Actor. Not actually bulletproof. It won't make you invincible. Don't get into any danger, but it will give you a bulletproof mindset, definitely. So that's just one example of being specific in your acting career. What exactly do you want to achieve when it comes to being a better actor? Well, if it's the confidence element of being a better actor, you want to develop more confidence, then that would be a far better goal to set for yourself. Okay, the more specific you can make your goal, the more clarity you can gain on what you're actually aiming for, and the more clarity you have, the easier you'll find the pursuit. Because if your goal was to be complete Bulletproof Actor, well, you know exactly what you've got to do. I need to wait for it to open up for registration. I need to get myself a place on that. I need to go through the program. I need to join the accountability group, make sure that I'm held accountable and that I'm putting everything into action. It's just really, really easy to actually, go forth and achieve, as opposed to going, well, I want to be a better actor. It's a bit like when people say, like, oh, I want to earn more money next year. What do you mean? Because I could give you a £5 note and go, there you go. Does that mean your goal's achieved? Like, how much extra money do you want to earn next year? And I'm going to look at that in a minute, because then we can break that down. We can, really get specific about how much that would even equal on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, and a daily basis. So that's the first one, specific. We've got to think about our goals in a really specific way. And at the end of this, I want you to give me some examples, and I'll try and coach you a little bit tonight on those examples to make them even more specific for you as well. So the M stands for measurable. Okay, one of the major keys to hitting goals is consistent progress tracking. I'm a big believer in staying on track by tracking how well you are doing to achieve that goal. So how can you track your progress if your goal isn't measurable? Okay, so there's that example I just used a second ago. A bad goal to set would be, I want to earn more money in 2024. How much do you want to earn more next year? That would be better. So if you go through your finances and go, you know what? Life would have been a lot easier this year if I'd have earned another £5,000. Well, maybe the goal next year is you want to earn £5,000 more than you did this year. Okay, and if you set that goal, it's measurable. Okay, you can break that thing down into manageable chunks, okay? And this is particularly useful when you are setting goals around finance and physicality as well, okay? There is zero point in setting a goal. Really generic, phrase people use these days. I don't even know what it means. I just want to lose weight. It doesn't really mean anything, because, weight in itself can be, there's a difference between the weight of muscle and fat and all this kind of stuff. Weight doesn't necessarily mean body composition of great physicality. So I don't even know what lose weight actually means, but if you are going to use that term, at least how much weight would you like to use? Okay, defining the exact physical manifestations of your goal or objective makes it clearer and easier to reach. So for example, if you wanted to earn $5,000 extra next year, we go, right, okay, someone do the maths. Let me get a calculator here and we'll just do this. I'm going to do it on a calculator so that I don't embarrass myself. But quick maths. So if we went, right, 5,000, first of all, we divide it by 12. So we go, right, okay, I've got to earn £416 a month extra. Okay, let's divide that by 4. So each week, I've got to earn £104 extra each week. And then we go, okay, well, let's divide that by 7. Right, so I need to find £14.80 extra each day, and I've earned £5,000 extra that year. That's a lot of money, yet £14 doesn't seem like a lot. I tell you what, I know a lot of people who go into Starbucks and they'll get a coffee with their mate, and you wouldn't be spending short of that if you got a large coffee, maybe a bottle of water and a cake, right? It adds up. It doesn't seem like £14. £14 sounds like quite a bit, actually, doesn't it? But what the compound effect of that over a year is £5,000. That's a lot more. That feels like a really decent, tangible sum. So if you could develop a side hustle in 2024 where you could make just £14.80 extra a day, your life is going to get infinitely better, based on the need for that, if that was the goal that you worked out that you wanted to achieve. And that might be like, right, well, actually, you know what? I've been thinking of setting up this side hustle for ages on Etsy. And I've been thinking of selling these candles that I make for myself, and they smell amazing, and my friends buy them off me. But actually, you know what? I reckon I could sell, 2 candles a day on Etsy that would equal 15 quid. Maybe you do a 2 for 15 deal or something like that. And all you need to do is sell 2 of those candles a day across a year, and you make £5,000. Like, things become a lot more achievable when you can break them down into those tiny little fragments like that. That's really how you get the bigger goals done. You'd be overwhelmed at the start of the year going, fuck, how am I going to make an extra £5,000 this year? But when you're setting goals that are measurable, we can really chunk that stuff down. So you've got to get, the specific goal initially, and then make sure that you set that goal in a way that's measurable. Now, I have got it in my acronym. I've chosen achievable for this, okay? And this is almost what we were saying before about being realistic, Di. I've swapped my acronym around a little bit. So I'm never going to tell you to be realistic, which is what some people use the R for in the SMART acronym. I've changed that over. But you still must consider how achievable your current goals are, okay? If you don't have the time, experience, or money to hit a certain goal right now, you'll probably fail and be miserable, okay? We feel great as human beings when we're making progress, no matter how small that is, okay? So if you're setting goals that are, still taking you out of your comfort zone, but they don't have to be these incredibly, they sound great on paper, but would be almost impossible to achieve in real life, because you're just going to set a load of goals you're never going to hit. And then you get to the end of the year and you go, I didn't hit any of them, and you'll feel like shit. Whereas if we get goals that are a little bit more achievable, that we know if we stretch and we push, we get in our stretch zone, we push, we have to make ourselves uncomfortable, work hard. But if we know, if we can set goals that we're relatively sure that if we commit to that, we'll achieve them, you're going to be a lot happier at the end of 2024, okay? So your goals must be challenging, but not delusional. Right? This doesn't mean you can't aim to make the seemingly impossible possible, but you're going to need to go about things in a sensible order. Okay, so I've got a bad example of this here. I'm like, you hear a lot of this, don't you? You'll get people on Twitter, and they'll be like, right, I'm going to win an Oscar. I'm going to win a BAFTA. And you're like, but mate, like, with respect and love, you've not had one telly job yet. It's highly unlikely you're going to win a BAFTA this year. So let's not set that as a goal. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Lightning could strike. You could get plucked from obscurity and you could get nominated. Right? I'm not saying that might not happen for 1 in a million, but for the other 999,999, it's not gonna happen. Okay, especially if you've got no acting experience, right? So a better goal would be, right, well, I'm going to land my first speaking part in a TV show. Okay, and then we can get even more specific than that, right? Because what I would want to do now is I'd go, right, well, which show is that then? Or which are the shows that are achievable? And anyone who's done first CB Roll Fast Track with me this year, you will know how specific we get within that program. The odds of you landing your first TV speaking part, in, I don't know, Doctor Who, probably quite slim. In Coronation Street, very high. In Hollyoaks, very high. In Casualty, very high. In Doctors, very high. In EastEnders, very high. In Hollyoaks, very high. In Line of Duty, well, it's not even on, is it? It's not even filming. But when it was, probably pretty slim. Okay, so we would get more specific on that. Okay, but that's a better, more achievable goal than saying you're going to win an Oscar this year. All right. So one of my ultimate goals, as an example, because I want to give you examples of where I'm at. One of my goals, and you should know this by now, is to have my own TV chat show. I would freaking love it, okay? But the likelihood of a network simply giving me a chat show with no proven record is highly unlikely, okay? A better interim goal was, for me, thus to create my own proof of concept, which is exactly what I have done here on Acts on This. You see me do it every single week. I effectively host my own chat show every single week, 50 weeks of the year. And sometimes I do that on Zoom. Sometimes I do that as multi-camera broadcast quality interviews that you could easily see on the TV and they wouldn't really stand out as, not being of TV quality, okay? So I now have a broadcast quality chat show to use as currency towards my bigger goal. So if, one of your, goals is massive, I'm not saying don't set that, and don't have that in your sights, but maybe you could chunk that down and there'd be a more achievable version of it just right now as a proof of concept so that you can move forward, one, with more confidence, because you're like, actually, you know what, on a conceptual basis, I've done it. But two, because then you've got something to show the people who might actually be able to make that loftier goal come true down the line, if that makes sense. So that's the A, achievable. Okay, I don't want you to be playing things small and being apologetic in your acting career and be like, like not realizing your self-worth. Something you need to understand, this is really, really important, this, is you will never be able to outperform where you have placed your self-worth. And just think about that for a second, right? In every area of your life, you will never, ever earn more money than you currently think you are worth. If you were going to set up that side hustle I mentioned before, and it's just a random example, maybe you're going to set up an Etsy store to sell candles. If you are so afraid to charge for your candles that you set them at £5 when everybody else, because candles are freaking dear, everyone else is putting theirs out for 20 quid, you're never going to get 20 quid for your candles. And most people won't even buy your £5 ones. They'll buy somewhere in the middle. They'll probably buy around the £12 mark because they'll go, the £20 ones are probably a bit expensive. The £5 ones must be shit. Forget that. I'll get somewhere in the middle. So you will never, ever be able to out-earn, outwork, outperform, out anything where you have set the bar for your self-worth. If you don't feel you have a place in the acting industry and that you are not good and that you are blagging it, someone's going to find you out, you're not talented, you're not this enough, that enough, all this stuff that actors put in their own way. If you don't get on top of that in 2024, you will always stay beneath it. So maybe just have a little think when it comes to these achievable goals. I don't want you to think small. I want you to elevate where your self-worth is. So you can reach out to people in this industry, whether they're casting directors and directors, and actually be unapologetic for being you and introduce yourself with confidence that you actually have a place in this industry and you deserve to be here. So it's achievable, but still lofty to a certain degree, just not delusional, if that makes sense. Right, I'm just going to dive into the comments just to make sure people are still with me. Natalie's talking about her side hustle. Says a tutoring hustle is picking up, nearly filled all my slots, pays the bills. Nat, have a look at what you're pricing your tutoring at, and have you kept the price the same in 2021, 2022, 2023? Is it time to put up the price, or are you afraid? Because I've had that in my business here. Those people who got in years ago at Acts on This, some people who got in like 10 years ago are paying 10 quid a month. And my thing for members, by the way, whatever price you get in at is the price you will always pay as long as you keep your subscription active. So those people who got in 10 years ago at a tenner a month still pay 10 quid a month today. People getting in for the first time today pay 27 quid, almost 3 times as much. So gradually over the years, I put the price of Acts on This up. And have people stop buying memberships? No, absolutely not, because I'm putting it up in alignment with the value that I feel I am giving to the community. And as I'm getting more experienced in the industry, my self-worth goes up. I'm like, actually, I really provide the best value in this industry. I still think, hands down, Acts on This provides the best value, full stop, out of anything in this industry whatsoever. When 27 quid a month gets you 14 hours of coaching with the biggest names in the game, and most everybody else is charging you 40 quid for 1 2-hour workshop, 50 quid for 1 2-hour workshop, nothing touches Acts on This. But the price will keep going up. First TV role Fast Track, when I brought it out as a beta product, when I needed people to help me test it that first year in like 2020, I think it would have been, was 247 quid. We innovated on that program. The price went to 497. We made that program even better. People started booking TV job after TV job after being in that program. The price went up to 747. Had I kept that product at 247, I'd still be selling it out every time. But it's my self-worth and belief in that product that would have kept it at that. It's worth more. Next year, it'll be £1,000. It probably won't go higher than that. I think that's probably fair value for it. But next year, it'll be £997. But if my self-worth was still at the 247 level, I'd be missing out on 4 times the revenue that's bringing into my business. So have a look at what you're asking for from the acting industry and where you're playing in your mind for everybody here, not just your tutoring business, Nat. But what are you putting yourself out at in this industry? What are you demanding from other people in this industry? Like how valuable are you seeing yourself, or are you apologizing for your existence and feeling like you don't deserve to be here? Because that will manifest itself in ways where, well, it just won't lead to work. People will sense that. So yeah, think about where your self-worth bar is effectively. Right, let's have a look. Relevant. So yeah, so Di, I've swapped this over. So my realism I put into the achievable part of this framework, and now I change the realistic part of the acronym to relevant. And I think this is more important. This is really important to get your head around, right? Your goals must also be relevant and appropriate to the season of your life, okay? Let me just explain this to you. We all go through different seasons in our life and career, and we are often in very different seasons across the various areas that make up our lives and careers all at the same time, okay? So if you are in the spring of your acting career, a time of new beginnings, and that might be like, right, January is going to be the spring. I need new beginnings in my acting career. I need a new agent. I'm looking for a new agent. I'm looking for a new show reel, new headshots, whatever. That's a very different season than the summer of your acting career, when things are growing and your career is exploding. Because when you're working, you won't have time to look for a new agent. You won't have time to get new headshots and a new show reel. Your show reel is actually being done by default by the work that you're doing at that point. But it's a very different season. Okay. Equally, these are both different times compared to the autumn of your career, where you might be getting ready to sit back and relax for a while, having reaped the rewards of a busy summer. Maybe you've just come off the back of shooting a brand new ITV drama for 6 weeks and you're exhausted, right? You're then going into the autumn, ready to just sit, chill out for a little bit, hibernate for a little bit for the winter, ready to go again in the spring, right? So if things have slowed down too much and have been looking a bit bleak for you this year, you may have been living in the winter of your acting career. You're like, oh God, there's not a lot of food around. I'm sort of hibernating. Nothing's really happening. There's another season that you could be in, and these are all different, obviously. And you can be in these different seasons in, again, your physicality, in your relationships, in your spirituality, in your emotional mastery, in every area of your business. Like all different seasons in all different areas. So your goals need to reflect these seasons ultimately. So I've got a bad example here. This would be a bad goal based on this season, right? If you set a goal, and this is specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, but it's not relevant, okay, in this circumstance. So I've put here, right, I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and spend the first hour of my day writing to casting directors. On the face of it, brilliant goal, right? That's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable. It's not relevant. We're going to find out why in a second. And it's time bound. So you're like, right, every day, 6 a.m. Okay, so you can schedule it. But let's just say you've had your first baby who wakes up at 5:30 a.m. Shout out to Lawrence Russell, member of Rats on This.tv, just had his second baby a couple of weeks ago. This would be a terrible goal for Russell to set. If he's feeding the baby, he's trying to get the baby back to sleep or whatever, not got a baby, but whatever you do with babies. If he was trying to... write emails whilst doing that, he's going to make spelling mistakes, he's going to get people's names wrong, he's going to copy and paste things wrong, like he's going to hit send before the email's finished. That just would be a bad goal because it's not relevant to the season of life that he's in. A better version of that would be, I will spend an hour of my day writing to casting directors whilst my partner takes my son to playgroup. Now, hopefully they'll take it in turns. It's not just down to his partner. But, that would then give him time. That would be a better goal that's more relevant to the season of life that he is in. Now, do not compare the season that you are in to the season that someone else is in, okay? Because, like I say, if you're trying, you've just got a newborn baby and yet you're trying to be super productive, like, me as a now single guy again, with no responsibility, it's very different. I can stay up till midnight doing this sort of stuff and scheduling stuff. You might have to get an early night because you've got to get up at 5:30. Don't look at what people are doing on X, formerly Twitter, or Instagram or TikTok and go, oh my God, I feel so useless. I'm not as productive as these people. We're all in different seasons of our lives at any one time. Okay, so compare and despair. Do not do that, right? So have a look at the season of your life. Maybe you're just getting over a health issue that you've had in 2023. So going out to workshops would be a really terrible goal because maybe you don't have the physicality to do that. But actually doing some online training on Zoom would be a better goal for you because of the season of life that you are in. Maybe you've just been through something really traumatic. I don't know. I know there's people in our community who have lost loved ones this year. I remember losing my dad in 2006. The last thing I felt in 2006 in that summer was super productive and enthusiastic about my acting career. A better goal for me back then was, right, I need to, sort of like work on my mindfulness at this point and how I grow through this tragedy, and turn that adversity to my advantage. So, the goals that I was setting there had to be relevant to the season of life that I was in. So be kind to yourself as well. It's not all about the hustle if your health's not right or your mind's not right. Focus on those things first, before you start, getting stuck into all of the business side of things, right? So seasons, very important. Are people following? Is this making sense so far? Carol says, does 19-year-old twins count as babies? Yeah, Carol, probably. My mum, right? I'm 41, Carol. My mum yesterday, I went round to her house just to see her for a bit. I was walking home and I still got there. Just make sure you ring me when you get in. I'm like, Mum, I'm 41. I'm walking like a mile down the road. I'm going to be fine. And I forgot, bless her, I forgot. I forgot to just give her a ring on the phone to say that I got in. I'd been in 10 minutes. She's on the phone, Carol. Straight away, she's on the phone. Aya, you forgot to ring me, didn't you? I'm like, Mum, I'm 41. But I get it. So I think no matter how old you are, and I'll maybe discover this when I'm a parent myself, if I become one at one point, that your children are probably always your babies, Carol, to be honest. And when I was 19, I still lived at home, so was definitely taking up a lot of my mum's time when I was 19. So yeah, people are giving me thumbs up. People are saying following. That's all good. Linda says yes. Cordelia says you will always be a baby, Ross. Yeah, I know. Honestly, I can't get away from it. It's lovely though, isn't it, really? But sometimes I'm a bit like, Mom, come on. I'm a man. I'm in my 40s. Chill. Right, the last part of this goal setting framework, the T. It stands for time bound, okay? This is so critical. You must set a specific deadline for each goal, okay? If you don't have a deadline, there is no urgency to start taking action. When your goals are time bound, the likelihood of you achieving them literally doubles. Now, I'll tell you, act on this. Me and producer Petch, we will sit down before we break for Christmas. And you might think this is overkill, but we will plan all 50 working weeks of next year before we break for Christmas. And we will break them down into which weeks will be our live calls, which weeks will be our podcasts, who the potential guests will be, where we will launch Bulletproof Factor, the mindset coaching program, which month that will be, where the sales webinars for that will be, where we will launch First TV or Fast Track, where the sales webinars for that will be. Everything will be scheduled in an app that we use called Trello. You don't need to use that. Anyone who's got a business, it's useful, but you don't need to use that. It's a bit overkill. But we will put those time-bound deadlines on it because if we don't, it doesn't get done. If I don't schedule when Bulletproof Factory is going to launch, I get overwhelmed because I'm busy all year round and it's so easy to go, not this month, not this month, not this month. When I put a time-bound goal on it, the pressure that exerts on me is like, you better be ready for when that comes around so I get shit done. If I didn't put a time-bound goal, together around that, I would just push it back and back and back and back and back. And we get to the end of the year and go, oh God, we never did it, did we? No, there was never an appropriate time. There's never a right time really for anything. There's always going to be things that life throws up at you that gets in the way. But if you don't put a time-bound nature to your goals, you can't schedule them. And I promise you the likelihood of you following through on them is reduced massively, 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 massively. So a bad example, going back to the whole weight thing, whatever that even means nowadays, I want to lose 20 pounds, right? People might say that as a goal. I want to lose 20 pounds next year. And you go, okay, right, well, I guess it's specific. It is measurable, definitely. It's achievable across 12 months, 100%. It's potentially realistic, but it's not time bound. Let's get a date on it, even if it was just by December the 31st. I would always, when you're setting times on your goals, if you're going to set 7 to 10 goals, make sure that the time-bound nature of them, they're not all ending in December next year. Because again, you're going to put them all off. You're going to go, no, I don't need to do that till December next year. I don't need to do it till December next year. And you just won't do them at all, okay? So make sure your deadlines don't all fall in the same month. Set some 1-month goals, some 3-month goals, some 6-month goals, and some 12-month goals. So you're always going to be achieving stuff throughout the year. You're going to get momentum going. You're going to feel good, about yourself as you're making progress. Progress really is the thing that makes human beings feel happy. Progress and contribution. If you feel that you're getting somewhere and you're contributing to whatever that is, the acting industry, your family, your partner, whatever, make sure that, you're making progress in those areas. So set some 1-month goals, 3-month goals, 6-month goals, and 12-month goals. Now, this is brilliant, right? There will be something that I call a push goal amongst those 7 to 10 goals that you're going to set in your life for 2024. And I want you to find that push goal. Once you have set all of your goals, you might have 7 goals down, I'd like you to look for what's known as your push goal. It's the one goal that, if done first, would make all the others easier. Okay? Your push goal acts like a domino for all of the others, right? Which goal will be the catalyst to help you accomplish your entire list or most of it? So it could be a financial goal for you, or it could be, you know what? I want to get headshots done this year. I want to get new showreel done this year. But actually, I've had a health issue this year. I don't feel like I'm in my best shape. I'd like to, set a physical-based goal. I'd like to spend the first 4 weeks of January getting in the gym every day, getting back to feeling good about myself, feeling confident. So then at the end of January, I'm going to be happy to go in front of a camera, shoot my new headshots. I'm going to look good. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to be really enthusiastic about sending them out to casting directors, shoot a new showreel scene, whatever that would be. Maybe that's your push goal. If I felt better about myself and more confident, then the other goals would be easier. I'd be able to knock them down like domino would go, knock it down and they'd all go through. Maybe it's actually a bit more money. So rather than me, getting some cheap headshots now, which might do the job, but it could be a waste of money. What if I just focused on my business for the first 3 months of 2024 and I put away £500 each month, January, February, March, from my side hustle, even if it's just £100. And then at the end of that, I've got 300 quid then to go and get some quality, really good headshots done. So maybe it's a financial push goal for you. So have a look at what goal amongst that list you have created is going to be your push goal, because that's the one that's going to get you that momentum going. You're going to get that initial progress. You're going to feel good about yourself, and you're going to be able to roll through on the others there. Then it's about actionable steps. Tackle just one step at a time, okay? If your goals are challenging enough, which they should be, remember, achievable, not delusional, but they've still got to be challenging. If they're challenging enough, it's unlikely you'll be able to achieve them in 1 or 2 actionable steps. But don't let this put you off, okay? You need to break your goals down into as many small actionable steps as possible. If you can't see all of the steps in your journey, do not panic, please. You only need to know the next step. So imagine you are on a pitch black staircase, okay? The stair you are on will light up just enough for you to see the next, then the next, then the next, right? You don't have to see all 25 steps on the staircase. The first step to accomplishing your goal may be something as simple as making a phone call, might be sending an email, researching something, enrolling in something. The trick is simply to start, okay? So figure out that first step and gain some momentum. And the next step will become obvious, don't worry. If you can't see all of those 25 steps, you will know what the first step is. And that could actually be going, well, actually, I don't know how I achieved this end thing. So I need to just find someone who has already done it and ask them where to start. That could be your first step. I need to go and get help to figure out where to start. So I need to find somebody who can help me. And then once you've found that person who can help you, the second bit will become obvious, and then the next and the next and the next. So don't worry if you can't figure it all out straight away. So everybody I've interviewed in the acting industry over the last 13 years said, if they all say this, if they've achieved something great, they said, if I'd have known what it would have took to achieve that, I never, ever would have started. I remember Rachel Shenton in my kitchen saying that about the Oscar win. She said, if we knew what it was going to take to win an Oscar, we never, ever would have started that film. Because when they started creating the film, not to win an Oscar, they had no idea they were going to win an Oscar for it. But when they started shooting that film, they had no idea of all the adversity they were going to face along each step. But they could just see that next step ahead, and they took that, and then the next, and the next, and the next. They didn't go, I need to see every step in the stack, in that staircase, of how to win an Oscar. No one can show you that. It doesn't exist. It's just not out there. So figure out that first step, get that momentum. Then it's about tracking your goals to stay on track, okay? I use an app called Workflowy. You will have heard me mention this before. It's completely free, and it's the most simple, basic app in the world. It's not for goal setting. It's not designed for that. It's just a listing app. It's literally an app where you can create lists of bullet points and then sub-bullet points within those bullet points. So you can set out your 7 goals as main bullet points, and then underneath you can put sub-bullet points of the next actionable steps. And that's literally it then. And then once you've hit that, delete it, and the next one's there. Delete it, the next one's there. And it's just a way of always having direction at a glance. There's a lot of other goal-setting apps out there that are specific for goal setting. I've tried a lot of them. I think a lot of them are convoluted. I think some of them, by the time you've filled everything in that it wants you to fill in, you've not even got time to achieve your goal. It's like people's morning routines, morning routines are like really popular. Like you hear them on trendy podcasts. What's your morning routine, man? And everyone's like, well, I get up at 6 and the first thing I do is half an hour of meditation. Then I journal for 20 minutes. Then I go and jump into freezing cold water for 10 minutes. Then I have a gym session for 35 minutes. Then I have a green smoothie for 10 minutes. Then I, do some, gratitude for 20 minutes. I'm like, fucking hell. By the time you've done your morning routine, it's 4 p.m. Like, you've wasted the whole day. And I find goal-setting apps can be a little bit like that. By the time you've filled in all of this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, like, do I have any time to actually achieve this goal? So I like Workflowy for its basicness, if that's even a word. It's just a beautifully simple app. You can use it on your iPhone, your Android. You can use it on desktop, and whatever change you make on one, it syncs on the other. So check it out. There's a link in the ebook there, or just search for Workflowy online. You will find that app. I'm sure it's still free. I'm sure that there's a premium version of it, but I don't use it. I just use the free one. Jackie says, "Why the US accent with the morning routine?" It's mostly American people that I hear it from. I'm all about routine. Genuinely believe that, if I get up in the morning, do the same thing every day. I get up, I take some supplements, and I go to the gym, and then I come home, have breakfast, have a shower, and start work. That's as complex as it gets for me. But you do find American coaches like to hype stuff up a little bit, don't they? Like, I love Eric Thomas, where he just goes, I don't need my alarm clock to get me up in the morning. My passion wakes me up. I'm like, I don't know about that. I like to set an alarm so I know what time it is. And like Eric, great guy. I met him actually in America. Brilliant. But he did look like he needed a bit more sleep, to be honest. So I think his passion is waking him up too early. But yeah, I'm all for the enthusiasm and the hype, though. I love it. I just think as Brits, we're a little bit more conservative, aren't we? Right. So Workflow is a productivity app available for your desktop, tablet, or smartphone. You can use any app you like, totally up to you. But make sure you carry your goals around with you, even if it's in a handwritten journal. Some people just like keeping a little journal in their bag. Carry it around with them if you want to just write stuff down. I'm all for that. You'll want to make notes on your next actionable steps, ultimately. That's what you want to do in these apps, or if you write something down in real life, alongside other developments on your journey. You might research something and find a website you need to make a note of, or an email address you need to make a note of. Get it into your list on Workflowy or whatever app that you want to use. The more frequently you check in with yourself, this is the key. The more frequently you check in on these apps, or however you're tracking goals, the more chance you have of hitting them. Most people only check in with themselves once a year, usually on New Year's Eve. That's it, innit? And I've done that in the past, 100%. Before I started doing this in 2014 was the first time I discovered this. It changed my life very quickly, like really quickly. Within a month, if I'm honest with you. I'll tell you about it in a second. But yeah, most people do just set a New Year's resolution and then that's it. Then on the next New Year's Eve, they go, oh, what did I want to achieve last year? Oh, I didn't do it. So they fail, simple, basically. If you check in once a month with yourself, you have 12 times more chance of those people, success than those people I just mentioned who just check in once a year. But check this out. If you check in with yourself just once a week, you got 52 times more chance of success. You are 52xing your chance of achieving your goals. And then if you check in once a day, you've got 365 times more chance of success, because you will not go off track or off the rails because you're checking in with yourself every day. How am I doing on this? Have I done that one tiny micro step that I've written in my list? Oh, I've done that. Right, great. What's the thing for tomorrow? Right, it's that. You know, you will, if you check in every day, I promise you, you will have so much more success next year than you did this year. So it's time to start designing the life that you want right now. Like I say, you won't be able to, I don't expect you to do all this in this hour with me. I just want to give you this book and go through this, right? I could write a fully fledged book on goal setting. And I know, someday, you know what, no doubt it says there, I will do someday. But until then, this information should be enough for you to start designing the life you both want and deserve. So what I want you to do this week, and please, if you could commit to this would be great. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to commit with me to this, right? Go for a walk at some point this week. Listen to some of your favorite music, right? And just get yourself inspired. Think of what you would really like the next 12 months to look like, right? And then write down, I've put 10 there, but don't worry about 10. 7 to 10, right? 7 to 10 goals using the SMART acronym, right? These goals should encompass all areas of your life. Like I say, maybe a couple acting career related, a couple could be your relationship related. Maybe it's like, you know what, I want to get out one day, one evening a week in 2024, I want to get out with my partner and we're going to do something that we've not done before. Because maybe you didn't have time to do that this year and you feel that maybe you need a deeper connection with your loved one. Whether that's your intimate partner, it could be your mum, could be your dad, could be your brother, your sister, whatever. That could be a goal. Then it could be like, actually, you know what, I'm going to commit to 3 times in the gym this week and I'm going to join that CrossFit class by the 14th of January. I don't know, just set these specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, time-bound goals across all areas of your life. Maybe it's I want to read a book. I'm going to read one non-fiction book, an autobiography from a famous actor one a month for the next 12 months. And then you go and research those 12 books that you're then going to put in your wish list on Amazon and ask to be bought for you for Christmas or something like that, okay? Just figure out what goals you want to hit and then your first actionable step on each, and then just freaking go for it. Start taking that first step before Christmas. Get some momentum going this side of 2024. And then please, and I really mean this, drop me a post on X, formerly Twitter, and just let me know what you're looking to achieve. And I'd love to know. I just genuinely would love to know, and I want to retweet it. 1, to hold you accountable. 2, to inspire other people, because maybe they'll go, oh, that's a goal that I should go for as well. That's something that I would like that I hadn't thought of. 3, just so I can, G you up and, support you. But yeah, just drop me a tweet. It's a post on X, at Ross A. Grant or at Act on This TV, or both. Include both in your post on Twitter. And I'm going to make sure that I reply to everybody who messages me on that platform. If you are looking for accountability as well, and this is all completely free, make sure, if you want to make sure you're kept on track, come and join the Act on This Facebook group too. You're probably watching this on the Facebook page, or maybe you're listening to it on the audio experience or on YouTube. Come and join our free Facebook group. There's 10,000 actors in that group who will hold you accountable and help you along your journey. It's facebook.com/groups/Act on This TV. So come and join that now. Okay, it's completely free. All of this is totally free. And then, if you want to guarantee that you hit your goals in your acting career, just for acting, I'm not going to coach you on relationships because I'm shit at them. I'm not going to coach you on anything else. If you want to really, really get deep on your acting career goals in 2024 and you haven't joined actonthis.tv this year, and you want weekly acting career advice from literally the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV, come and become part of the main actonthis.tv community. There's a link in your ebook there to go and get a 7-day trial for just £1, or you can just go to the website address, actonthis.tv. If someone could put this in the chat for me, if that's all right, actonthis.tv/7 days. So actonthis.tv/7 days. It's the number 7. And that'll take you to a page where you can get a 7-day trial to actonthis.tv for just £1. It will give you access to every single Zoom call recording that we have held with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV this year in 2023. And it will also get you an invite to our end of year, it's happening this Thursday, Christmas cocktails, conversation, and big quiz night. It's happening 7:30 p.m. this coming Thursday night for all ActsOnThis.tv members. You'll get a link sent to you for Zoom on Thursday, folks, if you're a member. You'll be able to get it from the members area on ActsOnThis.tv as well. So keep an eye out for that. And we're going to just have a real good laugh on Thursday night. We've got Petch, producer Petch has produced what last year was a freaking incredible quiz. And this year he's put 15 more hours into it. So I haven't seen it. I've no idea what he's doing, but we had music rounds last year, acting rounds. We had all kinds of stuff to do with the industry in a quiz, and then it's me versus the community. If I get a question right, I get to brag about it. If you get chosen out of the audience and you get your question right, you'll win an Amazon gift card, and we're going to give away a couple of £100 worth of Amazon gift cards on this call on Thursday night. So if you get a trial for £1, you could come and get access to everything in the community for 7 days. You could jump on that quiz night call, and you could win more than that in an Amazon gift card. So it's just a win-win-win-win-win. So actonthis.tv/7 days. Thank you, Alex, for putting the link there. Oh, you put a link to your affiliate link. Alex is a hustler. You'll also get, when you become a member of actonthis.tv, you'll get an affiliate account if you want one, and then you can promote Acts on This via your own links. If people sign up through your link, you get a commission. Alex basically just is like a vulture. So every time I asked to put a link in the chat, he posts an affiliate link. But it's good, Alex. It's hustling, you know. I respect it. So yeah. Oh, and you've put the 7 days one as well. Thanks, Alex. So yeah, there's so much available on Acts on This if you're a member and you've not been a member this year. If you're not a member, I mean, you've not joined this year, come and just check the site out. There's so much going down for 2024 as well. We've got so much on the way. So yeah, I hope that's been useful for you. I'm going to play a little trailer out for what's going down on Thursday night as well. I recorded a video with Petch. But has that made sense tonight? I mean, obviously, go back through and read this ebook in your own terms, in your own time. ActsOnThis.tv/goals if you want to go and download your copy for free as well. And then, yeah, just let me know what it is that you actually want to achieve. And how the Acts on This community can help you as well. Like, we've got such a supportive community. It's what I love about the Acts on This community. Everybody really supports each other. So come and get involved. Would absolutely love to have you part of this, you know, in 2024. Coming up as well, folks. Don't forget this. If I go, actually, let me go to the Facebook group. Where is the Facebook group? Let me just get onto Facebook. Because don't forget. Let me just share my screen again. This Saturday as well, just another advantage of being an Acts on This member. You'll find in the Facebook group as well. This is facebook.com/groups/Acts on This TV. It's our in-person Manchester and London Christmas meetups this coming Saturday, the 9th of December. I'm hosting the one in Manchester. You've got the addresses here on this flyer you'll find in the Facebook group. If you're listening on the audio experience, let me read it you. It's going to be Saturday, the 9th of December. Manchester, we're going to be there 11 till 2 p.m. is the meet-up in Manchester. Now, we're meeting at 53.2 in Manchester between 11 and midday. So you've got an hour to get to 53.2 this coming Saturday, the 9th of December in Manchester. At midday, we're going to leave 53.2 and we're going to go into the centre of Manchester to the Christmas markets. Have a hot chocolate, Bailey's hot chocolate, have a mulled wine, have a Nutella pancake, whatever you have, a bratwurst, whatever you have at the Christmas markets. That's what we're doing at the Manchester one. So that's 11 till 12 at 53.2 and then 12 till 2 in the market. So a 3-hour bender this Saturday. We're going to be getting absolutely wrecked on mulled wine. We're not really. It's going to be very civilised. But that's happening in Manchester. And then the London events, a little bit later, 2 till 5. It's just at one venue. It's at the Shakespeare's Head in Holborn. You've got the postcode there, WC2B, 6B. All the details are in the Facebook group there. And that's going to be hosted by the wonderful Tom Housden, Cordelia Wright, who's in here as well, and Nick Field is going to be hosting that. Just basically, we just need anyone who's a London member of Acts on This. If you could just muscle in and just help the gang, basically. I obviously can't be there. I'm running the Manchester one. So we just sort of, I don't know if it's fair, but we basically go, you London folk, can you kind of organise something that's good for yourselves? But I will try and get to a London meetup next year myself and actually be there. But yeah, just if you can be there and just support the community, it just means the world. You can go and obviously meet actors from the membership who you've not met before. Form friendships, support each other, and set, you know what would be great? Have conversations setting goals for 2024. Go through what it is you want to achieve. in a 2024 world, and maybe hook up with each other as accountability buddies and go, right, you know what, we're going to form our own little WhatsApp group to hold each other accountable, and we'll check in with each other once a week and make sure that we're actually, you know, achieving those small actionable chunks, you know, that will make up that bigger goal, you know, throughout the year. So it'd be amazing. Yeah, thanks to those people who are getting involved and helping out in the London one. And yeah, just, you know, let me know if obviously I can help and facilitate anything there. But if you can come to Manchester as well, anyone who could come and join us at the Manchester one, I would love to meet you in person, in real life. I've met so many people in 2024 on Zoom, not that many people in real life, so it will be great to see you there. And yeah, and that's about that for this week. This has gone pretty quick. It's already 10 past 10. Let me just dive into the comments, see what's going on. Warren says he's working this Saturday, so he can't make the London one. Warren, there'll be another one in the first quarter of 2024. We do the in-person meetups once a quarter, and we do them on Zoom on the first Saturday of each month, twice a quarter. So there's lots of opportunity to come and join. Di said you'll start running a Birmingham one next year for the meetups. Di, that'd be amazing. That'd be great, yeah. I mean, I'm all for that. If people want to, you know, sort of set up a meet-up in their part of the country, that would be fantastic. Anyone in Scotland? We've got, you know, a few members in Scotland, but obviously I can't get to Scotland when I'm in Manchester to do the meetups. So that would be fantastic. We've got a London one sorted, but yeah, Birmingham will be great, Di. Linda's going to miss the Manchester get-together. Got a guest from the Netherlands. Linda, bring them along. We're going to the Christmas markets. They'll love the Christmas markets. Get them, get them along, definitely. The more the merrier. Honestly, that's the thing at these meetups as well. If you've got actor friends or just friends who aren't members, it's fine. Bring them along anyway. The more the merrier. I would love to meet as many people as possible. Right, I'm going to play this. I'm going to finish by playing this little trailer out for the quiz that's happening this Thursday night. Like I say, actonthis.tv/7 days. If you've never had a membership, come and kick the tyres on this incredible community for just £1 for 7 days. If you don't want to continue after that, you don't have to. You can cancel. I promise you won't want to. Don't live the same year you have lived in 2023 in 2024. You know, don't live the same year again and again and again for 70 years and call it a life, because it is not. You know, do something different. If you want to achieve things you've not achieved this year, you're going to have to do things you've not done this year. So come and be part of this community. I promise you, you will not regret it. So I'm going to play this out now. Where am I? Here it is, the Christmas quiz trailer. And yeah, I would love to see you there, 7:30 p.m. this Thursday night. I can't wait to see what Petch has done with this quiz. He's touting it as better than Richard Osman's Big Fat Quiz of the Year. I think he does that one. He mentions it in this trailer anyway, so it better be good. But thank you. And yeah, Alex Vodafone hasn't messed up tonight, so my internet connection has been solid the whole night. Fingers crossed. Maybe on Thursday, if I get a question wrong, my internet might just magically go off, Alex, and I might have to just start again and, you know, just have the question again. But thank you, folks. Honestly, love to you all. Thanks so much for being here. It really means the world. And please, yeah, if I can help you with any of these goals, let me know. Once again, @onthis.tv/goals. Go get that ebook. I'll see you Thursday night. Have an amazing week. And until next time, you know what time it is. Bye for now. Calling all actonthis.tv members and actors who have not become actonthis.tv members in 2023, because we have got a crazy offer for you. Producer Petch and I want to invite you to this year's Act on This Christmas Cocktails Conversation and Big Quiz Night. It's taking place on Thursday, the 7th of December at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. Petch, tell everybody how good this quiz is going to be and why they want to take part, mate.
Well, look, you've all watched Jimmy Carr's Big Fat Quiz of the Year, right?
Yes.
You've all watched Richard Osman's House of Games. This quiz is better than both of them put together. It's taken me 15 hours, if not more, and the bonus is anybody who joins it and asks a question or answers a question and gets it right, they can win dozens of Amazon gift cards.
Yeah, you can literally win hundreds of pounds worth of Amazon gift cards during this quiz if you get your questions right. We're going to be giving them away. Now, this offer that we want to make you, I want to give all non-members of Act on This the opportunity to join us for this quiz night. Plus, we're going to give you access to the recordings of every single member-only Zoom call that we have held in 2023. That's with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, directors, and producers in TV. for just £1. That is right, there's no catch. Join us for this quiz and get access to everything we've created for Acts on This members in 2023 for just £1. To claim this offer, simply click the link in this post or go to actonthis.tv/7 days. That's actonthis.tv/7 followed by the word days, and you will you're going to get access to everything. You're going to see just how powerful this content is and how quickly you can transform your career with it in 2024, right, Petch?
Yeah, if you've not had the success you've wanted in 2023, make sure that you're not repeating the same year again in 2024. Now is the perfect opportunity to come onto the website, kick the tires if you like, just see what we're all about, get to know the actors in the community, and let's make sure next year is the best year ever.
Yes, we will ensure you have your best year ever in 2024. Be there, actonthis.tv/7 days.